Hello, you lovely people at Evergreen Terrace. This is another episode of the Weekly Dose. In fact, it's the 11th Weekly Dose at the 7th of February 2013. What we're presenting to you today, and with me, like always, is...
Bert. Hello.
Hello, Bert. I'm starting with the first topic directly out of the box. It's about I-49, the Insomnia Multiplay Festival, the Multiplay Insomnia Festival, which will happen in August this autumn, from the 23rd to the 26th of August in Telford, UK. I by myself had a question. What is multiplay? Multiplay, is that a gaming community?
No, it's, I believe, multiplayer, just people who are sponsoring the event. They rent out servers. A lot of kind of competitive teams use the multiplayer servers. You can hire them for quite cheap. So they're literally just sponsoring the event. They sponsor it every year, and it's just multiplayer's Insomnia event.
Ah, okay. Good. So it's more like a company than a gaming community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just sponsors.
I think this guy too will attend that event, and for me it will be about meeting all the people which I get to know online over the EGT, like the Kritzkast people which we had just had contact while they were invading us, then some people from the GFL which I would like to meet because they were so nice to send us a plugin they developed for our server versus Sexton Hale server. And I think till this autumn I will get known to a lot more people from other communities, and hopefully they will be there, and I will not go there only for playing, just having a little business time there, drinking beer with people mainly. I think that's it. I should carry around a crate of beer on the festival with me, having a laptop on the one arm and the crate of beer in the other, and saying hello, I'm Moss from the EGT, and yeah, directly see how people tell me to shut up. Good. Perfect. As I mentioned, the Kritzkasts, we had a community invasion by the Kritzkasts, which was, it was awesome. It was a Wednesday, the last day of January, and our servers were totally overcrowded. There was a queue line which you have to figure it out. yeah, Bert was in it because he all of a sudden left. Was it a crash?
Yeah, I crashed. Yeah, and it took me about 45 minutes to get back in. It was crazy, really crazy.
Yeah, you were not the only one. I heard from people who had waited for an hour, but it was not that bad because the whole thing went over 3 hours or something like that. Yeah. And they arrived really early because the Kritzkast people live on the same time as Valve, so they like to delay stuff. I've never seen they starting their own episode of the podcast just in time when they announce it. They're always 2 or 3 hours late. But this time, on the Evergreen Terrace, they had been there early evening, and so it was a long event with loads of people and lots of celebrities in there. Not only the Kritzkast people, I remember the Star guy, that YouTube caster, and tons of others. Well, it was just great to meet them all and to have them on our server. What an event for our small, tiny community. So great. And if one thing, if the Kritzkast people go to watch this, thank you again for it, and thank you for the lo-fi you gave to all our admins. We're wearing it with pride. It's cool. And Bert made a cool. You made a cool post on their site, a thank you post on the Kritzkast site. We will put the link down below that you can look for it by yourself, and maybe writing a little note that you thank them too if you want to. And yeah, staying with the Kritzkast. I mean, this is not the Kritzkast, but we have to talk about it a little as they invaded us. Bert has the next topic with it.
Yeah, it's basically on from the invasion. Kritzkast, as you know, do a weekly podcast all about Team Fortress. Well, and other Steam and Valve related things. But podcast number 206 has just been up for listening and download. It went live a couple of days ago. And you can listen to that. And the cool thing about it is right near the end, around 57 minutes, it's exactly an hour long, but 57 minutes, we get a small mention And they talk about the invasion, which is really cool because I think Kritzkast has a lot of listeners. You probably know there's about 27,000 people in their Steam group. So hopefully at least some of them are watching and listening. I'm sure they are. It's a very well-liked show. So another cool thing about getting our name about, people hearing about Evergreen Terrace. So if you want to go listen to that, just go onto the Kritzkast website and you can download that or listen to it on their site. And have a listen. The whole show is really good as well, so don't just skip to 57 and listen to the end. I believe they're talking about the talk that Gabe Newell
he made a lecture. It was a lecture. It was a lecture at the university. He was there with some students in a room. Maybe that was not more than 20 or 30 students. And it was about economies and stuff. It was not about programming. That was the interesting thing. It was not these students were not gaming or programming students. They were about about economies, and just go for it. Go for it. Watch the Kritzkast and watch the Gaben lecture. But back to the EGT. Yes. Back to the EGT and our events. We had some events too.
Yes, this week has been pretty busy for us. Usually we only have the Sunday Maps Fever, and which is our one event. But this week, we've actually had, well, including the raffle, we've had 4 events, which is pretty crazy for us. So on Monday and Tuesday, we had another 2 extra events on our new servers, which, as we talked about before, the Verse, Saxon Hell, Randomizer. The event ideas were also by the people who decided the maps for it, Quantum and Super Munchkin. So thank you very much for that. They were definitely doing a lot more in the community, which is really awesome. So thank you too. But on Monday we had a Verse Saxon Hell event, which was loads of people came along to, which was really good. We had about 3 hours of a full server.
It was totally 3 hours full.
Yeah, really, really cool.
Not that much people standing in line for waiting for it, as with the Kritzkast invasion. But there had been some people standing in line as it was full for.
Yes, and there was other people. It wasn't just wasn't just the Evergreen Terrace people. There was a couple of other people who joined. I know Helene and Agro from the Kritzkast, and also Hurry, who plays as Spy on SNSD, which is the Platt Highlander team, which is pretty cool. He's kind of, I guess, a celebrity. He's in the high end of TF2 Highlander, but it's really cool. And the Randomizer event was awesome as well. Loads of people signed up for that. So on from that, we've thought maybe that this might turn into a regular event. We're not too sure on the time base or when it's going to be yet, but as they were well played, we thought, why not? People love events. It's always a cool thing to do. So at the moment, we're just trying to figure out when would be the best time for it, really. So we'd like people to leave a comment, probably either below the video or maybe we'll make a Steam discussion about it.
Whatever.
When do you want to have the event, really? When would be best for other people? We know Sunday's already booked up. We've got the Sunday Maps Fever, so we can't really do that. And Tuesday is our raffle day. We can maybe have it on then, but it'd be nice to... there's plenty of other days in the week, so... Yeah, just leave us a comment saying when would be best for you, and maybe we'll do that in the future, have a proper event for it.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh a little about this because, like Valve can't count to 3. I think the EGT we're not exactly good at doing things really weekly.
No, even if they're called weekly things.
We're calling it weekly, and we're meaning it weekly. Really, we would like to, but there's not every week the time for it. So the Sunday Maps Fever has not. I mean, that has not weekly in the name, but it's Sunday, and it doesn't appear every Sunday. I'm sorry for that.
Nice Sunday, is it? That's pretty good.
I think the one who might be the best regular base for it looks Noble with his raffles. He seems to do this straight every time on a Tuesday, doing a new raffle, and as he told me what he prepared for the next weeks, I'm sure he's just doing it every Tuesday, which is out of the box, better than I ever did in the last year. Okay, Noble, I have to look up to you to get to that point, doing it regularly. So, but still, please write to us on which days you would like to see the events. And if you would like to see the events, and if you would like to see all the time special maps or whatever, I think Quantum and Super Munchkin will be delighted if you write something in the Steam group or the forums or wherever, that they see that you want to participate or not. I think the next topic is on my list to talk about. It's the chat server announcement, the advertising on the servers. You might have noticed these little chat messages which pop up on the server regularly in the chat, which announce the Evergreen Terrace, and we just focused on doing them a little better than before, and we gave some of the admins the chance to change them on their own, like Nerble. Nerble can now do not only the raffles themselves, but also announcing them in the Steam group. That's what you already know, but he can also announce them on the server, and that's way cool. So there's only one file right now which has to be changed, and all the advertisements on all the servers get changed. Wow, that's way cool. Why I'm telling you this is because it was one thing that directly was the output or the outcome of our admin meeting. And I think in the last weekly dose we announced it.
Yeah,
it had been some point. We were saying that we were going to do it. It was one day after the Kritzkast invasion. And give you the information about it. We're 8 admins right now in the Evergreen Terrace, which is too cool to be true. But it is true, and all of these 8 admins had a meeting in TeamSpeak for 2 hours last week. We were chatting about, I think, let's say about everything. And okay, I have to admit I was talking most, but maybe we're going to change that for the next meetings. But what 2 things I would like to mention which we decided, or which are just plans for the future, or we talked about a lot, is the one thing is banning, muting, kicking, because with the power of 8 admins we're really able to monitor and somehow control all our servers a little better, even the new ones. And we tried to find a line. We've tried to find a line of information for every admin. What is worth banning? What is worth kicking? What is worth muting? And we all found an agreement. We made a post about that, so every admin is on the same road where it goes. Yeah, and so I truly think that effort will pay out directly to make the EGT a nicer and better place. Our goal with the EGT, which we defined also, is to make the EGT, and it is already, but to make it more, a place which fits for everyone in every age, every gender, from people very young like 14 to people very old like me, still playing and doing community stuff, and that everyone can enjoy these plays. And that means you have to monitor and control all the servers, you have to control the chat, and sometimes have to get rid of some people. And now we have the power of 8 admins in it, and that's so cool. Yeah. The second thing, which is a cool output of the admin meeting, is we agreed about how the EGT can grow. Mainly, we're not inviting much people, but we're inviting personally. And so all the admins had one to do, which is funny. Some of you watching this might have wondered, because you got invitations from EGT admins into their friends list. That was clearly a to-do after the meeting for all the admins. Invite 10 to 15 people out of the EGT, which you maybe barely know their names, to force the communication inside the EGT a little more, to get known to the people, that the EGT people know there are more admins than Moss or Bertuigi, where you can go to, which have control on the servers, where you can run to if you run into issues with people, whatever, if you have ideas. There's 8 people right now, they're all named on the Steam group, and they just walked around and added people out of the community to their friends list. And the next thing is they also added people which they played with to the Evergreen Terrace. Hey, coolio. That's the 2 points I wanted to mention out of the admin meeting. And yeah, maybe you want to talk about the event thread a little, because there's one thread in the discussions.
In our Steam discussion page on the Steam community, there's a forum thread about events in the future and what people would like to see, or just general ideas for future events, a bit like our whole Randomizer versus and Hell events, just kind of playing around with ideas at the moment. But there's one mod which we've all been pretty interested in, and I think the whole of the TF2 community has kind of caught on in the last couple of weeks. It's called the Hidden Mod. There's a few people who have done quite big videos. The Kritzkast, I think, have played it quite a lot, and people like Stabby and other people, kind of big people, making videos about it, and Star. Basically, from what I know, it's basically on the same premise as Verstax and Hell. There's one boss that the other team are fighting against, and one person plays the boss. And this time, which kind of shows the hidden part of it, is a spy, which is always cloaked. And that's about as much as I know, but I'm sure you can find tons of videos. Like I said, there's tons of videos already out there if you want to check out what that's about.
I will put a link below in the notes.
So if you want to know anything about that, then have a look at that. But I'm talking to you about it because there's an idea that we might include into one of the upcoming Sunday Map Fevers, or another event during the week, but most likely during a Sunday Map Fever. So look out for that one. And if anybody's played it quite a lot and already knows some maps which are good for it, then hit us up on Steam.
Yep.
Hit Moss up and he can have a look over those. So that's just some ideas for the events in the future. And that thread's really good as well. If you have any ideas for future events that we can do on maybe Sunday Map Fever, a different mode that we haven't tried yet, then paste in that event in the discussion page. Because it's going pretty well at the moment.
Oh yeah, the discussions are frequently used by people, and we get a lot of good ideas inside the Steam group discussions. It looks like they're way more easy to access for the people than the forums on our homepage. And one part I like
system is
the notifications. Exactly. That's one part I like on Edit.
Yeah, the fact that, because obviously you always have Steam up and it just gives a little green message in the corner and you're like, oh, someone's commented, that's cool. So you can go straight to it.
What I like at it is only if you open the Steam main window you get that notification. It's not like popping up every time all over the screen. I mean, it's fair that the event's popping up and that the announcements of the Steam groups popping up, but I don't need every single message and comment popping up on my screen here. And that is not the case, but it's made that good that if I open the main window of Steam, I directly see it. Hey, it's always interesting to me. Whoa, someone posted a comment on, and it's a surprise because you don't know where it's posted. It's posted on a Steam profile of someone where you have written a notice 1 year ago, and you already forgot that guy. Or if it's in your own Steam group, you don't know. And so I'm clicking it every time I see it, and I like it very much. So thank you for posting in the Steam group and in the discussion there. That's cool, and we're picking up ideas.
Yes.
Keep on doing that. That leads us to the end of the show today, which will be about telling you a number. The number is 250 to 270. That's two numbers. We gained 10% more people inside the EGT as members in about a week, which is damn cool. And it only is regarding I should mention what I think about the Kritzkast invasion, because some people thought after the Kritzkast invasion there would be a huge rush on our community and members would join. I didn't expect that, because it's a 24 slot server, and so the maximum amount of people, if they stay on the server, can be over 3 hours. Let it be 50 or 100 people playing with us on that special evening. So I didn't expect that 200 people rush into the community and we get 200 new members out of it. And it didn't happen so far. But what happened is all the people inside the EGT who are already members stick together now a little bit more. They started playing again. They arrived at our events. It looks like they've been that happy that we got known by the Kritzkast and had them over like I am. So it was a little little thing to be proud of the EGT and be inside it and play together with all the people and get a reminder that they are there. I don't know, but suddenly, all of a sudden, the servers feel easier up than before, and I see people who I haven't seen for a long time playing again with us, and I see people inviting other peoples, and by the topic inviting peoples, I think we can really stop this show at the point, invite more people.
Yeah, that's our message of the day. Is yes, if you like we've said in our admin meeting, the job of the admins was to invite more people that they enjoyed playing with, but it's not something just that the admins can do. We're all part of the Steam community, we're all quite close knit, we're all friends with each other, so why not make it something that everyone can do? So the idea is, if you're playing on a server and you're having fun and there's some people there who are new to the server, you know, they're playing, they've probably joined for the first time, but they're talkative and you're having fun playing with them, invite them to our community. We're always looking for friendly people to play with. If you're having fun, you know, they're talking lots, even if they're not talking and they're just, you know, having fun with you, invite them to our community, and do it before the game ends as well, because you can invite them straight away. It only takes a minute out of your game, and if you kind of close the game, then it might be harder to find them. But it's just a great idea for us to grow, and as you say, we don't do mass invites. We want to personally invite the people we have fun playing with and we want in our community. So that's to everyone in the Evergreen Terrace. Feel free to invite people. Don't think you're only up to the admins to invite people.
As I have access to the history of the Steam group, of the Evergreen Terrace Steam group, I can clearly see about myself and the other admins how we invited already people, and I directly saw the impact of the admin meeting where all the admins started inviting people out of the game. Directly, we addressed that, what we are telling you now, inside the admin meeting to all the admins, and it worked. It worked pretty well. It's not like it's not like we've grown 200 members, or we have 200 members more since the admin meeting, and that's not about it. But we have 25 members more. And these 25 members are selected because they got personal invitations, because people like to play with them. And that is always an honor. And the quote of people really joining the EGT after you invited them and you played with them is very, very high. If I invite 5 people and I've played with them and I select them because they were nice, it's very high chance that all of these 5 people join the EGT and participate in our events and join up again and play again with us. And yeah, so that's the way to grow for 2013.
Yes, that's all.
Good show, mate.
Yeah, good show.
So we're going for the next weekly dose next week.
Well,
maybe we try to make it weekly.
Yeah.
Weekly.
Yes, we can't be organised as Neville.
I will never be that organised. Oh my gosh. Good. Okay. Thank Bert. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
We'll see you again next week.